This segment of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by AMG Network Hosting, LLC, a national independent agent for most major telecommunication service providers. If your business is in need of internet, phones, credit card processing, let AMG Hosting help you compare options. They work with over 100 national carriers, and they can help you choose the best option for your needs. Our independence means we are loyal to our customers, not a brand or a company. Call us today at 304-608-3653 or visit us at amgnhconsulting.com. amgnhconsulting.com. Phone number again is 304-608-3653. AMG Network Hosting, LLC.
Folks, welcome to another episode of On the Limb Podcast with Nature's Voice Game Calls, where deer camp becomes a reality for every listener. Join us as we talk God, family, country, and everything outdoors. Kick back, relax, and have a listen. Now, here's your host and co-host, Mike and Dan.
Folks, welcome back. Who's ready for turkey season?
I am.
He said, me.
Pick me.
Oh my gosh. So we've got an exciting year. We're heading to Highland Outfitters.
That's right.
In Highland, Wyoming.
In a couple weeks
at the end of April here. So
yep.
We're going to be having some great content coming from that live and for when we come back. We're doing a live podcast with some other hunters.
Yes.
They're at Highland Outfitters homestead and headquarters, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And this is Big Dan's 40th birthday.
That's right.
A big celebration.
Big celebration.
Big 4-0. He ain't kidding no more.
No, not the week after we go is, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that will be. Okay.
Yeah,
I was going to say mine's 2 days from now, so I thought maybe we were that close.
Nice. No, mine's April 19th.
Man. Okay.
April 19th.
April the 19th.
Yep.
Hey, guys, don't forget, be sure to head over to our Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts for all past and present episodes. Don't forget to use Podcast 10 at checkout with outdoor-pro-shop.com for your 10% off your order at checkout.
Oh, I'm going to change that there. I'm just going to end it where it says, wherever you get your podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Done.
That'll work.
So we have some exciting news here in the Mountain State today. The legislation was approved at the Capitol, and that will enable the use of drone technology for recovery of deer harvested here in West Virginia. Yep. Other states have already been doing this for a while.
A couple years now, yeah.
Yeah, Ohio's been doing it. So the West Virginia State Senate approved House Bill 2043 today, and it's been sent the legislation has sent it to Governor Patrick Morrisey's desk for the signature.
Yep. So that'll be nice. That'll help our good friends at Longspur.
Yeah. So
sure, because they've already instituted using it because they do a lot in Ohio.
Yeah.
Maryland already had it. So
yeah, they've got a division with their tracking and outfitting.
Yeah, and that's just going to go hand in hand with
Sky Dogs.
It's going to be sweet.
Yeah.
It's going to be really helpful.
And I talked to Jason Webb today. He was a part of that and getting that passed.
Yeah.
And he was a part of that legislation. And he said that it's good for all, was his comment.
Yeah, absolutely.
So sure. Everybody was able to come to the table and bring some good things about it, and the bill was written and passed. So
yeah. Guys, also, if you're a bow hunter in the state of West Virginia, you're probably familiar with the West Virginia Bowhunters Association. So that's actually who we're going to be speaking on with that tonight. So
been around for a long time.
I know we'll hit on this here in a minute.
I didn't actually know it had been around that long. I mean,
right. Well, we met that guy up there, so that was really interesting. He said, I've been coming for 44 years. Yeah. He said, I found out about it
1 year after.
The 1 year after it started, I guess. So instead of 45 years, he'd managed to be for 44 straight years he'd been there.
Yeah, and I never really thought about it. I was like, 44 years. I mean, like, that was back. I mean, I remember it being... I remember my brother Tim talking about it and shooting at the chutes because he shot in all the state tournaments. He shot in IBO tournaments. He shot in ASA. I mean, he shot in all those tournaments. So he was big into the West Virginia Bowhunter Association back when he was young and teenager, and all the way up into probably, I would say, his mid to late 30s.
Yeah.
He shot all the way up into that time. I think the biggest last shoot that he done was when they had the IBO Worlds at Snowshoe.
Yeah.
That was the last shot.
Okay.
That was the last shoot that he done.
Nice.
But, yeah, so 45 years. Man, that's crazy. So we met some really great people at the show. We went to the awards banquet. And, well, we didn't actually go to the awards banquet, but it's just their banquet and, awards ceremony.
Little vendor show
that they have. Yeah. So we went to that a couple weekends ago and got to meet some really great people. And, some of the people even listen to the podcast that we don't even know.
Yeah, they come up and they're like, man, we love you guys. We listen to you all the time.
Yep. So that was good.
That was really interesting. That was awesome.
And got to introduce some people to Nature's Voice Game Calls that had never purchased our products.
Yep.
They'd followed us on Facebook for a long time, hadn't had a chance to get up with us and get our products, or just didn't order online. I guess they wanted to meet us, and they did.
Yeah, well, we had a few people come in. They're like, they was looking around, and, we was playing the calls there and everything. It just snapped their head around, It was like, man, that sounds good. So they meandered over to us, and they actually got to talk, and they ended up getting a mouth call. And, as we do, we make the calls right there on site for these people. So that's really interesting, and that really gets people talking, and like, man, that's so cool that you guys do it right here.
Yeah, and we're upgrading some things.
Yeah.
So that's not going to change at shows, but for stores, because we're increasing our, mom and pop retailers.
Yep.
It's going to change the way we do those. So it's going to be a little faster process. So
yes,
we can get those out a little faster than normal. So but without further ado, please welcome with me Ed McMinn, the president now of the West Virginia Bowhunters Association. Ed, how are you doing this evening?
Doing great, Michael. Appreciate you having me on.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
We appreciate you taking the time out and coming on and joining us tonight.
Yep, for sure. We didn't get a chance to I took a little snippet of you there at the show that's probably got over 1,000 some views right now on our Facebook page of me catching you off guard there at the show.
I'll tell you, that did catch me off guard a little bit, but I've got a face for radio, so I don't mind being on the podcast. Put me in front of a camera, that's not so good.
Sure.
Yeah, we're the same way. People tell us that all the time.
Yeah. Well, they tell me I got a face for radio and a voice for the newspaper, so I don't know.
That's about the way it goes. So this is your first time being on the podcast. We had Rusty Reed on back when he was president. So if you don't care, to start off, just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started with the West Virginia Bowhunters Association. Oh, that was yours. I'm sorry.
Oh, my God.
I went right into it from the top part.
Works. I don't know why you didn't. We'll just switch. It's no problem. Yeah, anyhow, sorry.
Go ahead, Ed.
All right. So, well, I started bow hunting in 1989. So to go back a long way.
Yeah.
But I got involved with the Bowhunter Association a few years after that. I learned about them and just wanted to get involved with more shoots and increase my skill because, I wasn't doing so great at the beginning. And so I as far as myself, I'm born and raised in West Virginia, loved to hunt and fish and but bow hunting didn't strike me until 1989. After high school, I was in college and had some college buddies introduce me and get me, started with a compound bow. I'd done some shooting as a kid, recurves and stuff like that, just playing around in the yard. But first got involved with bow hunters as a secretary. I stepped in. They were needing somebody just that had some computer skills. For managing the membership database and communications and stuff. And that's kind of the line of work that I was in. So I just volunteered and I've been volunteering since basically.
Awesome.
That's cool. And you've just been with it ever since. That's illustrious time frame to be with them. So that's great.
Yeah. Speaking of that man that we talked to, we didn't catch his name, but would you know who that is?
I'm pretty sure you're speaking with Mark Fox.
Mark Fox?
Yeah. Was he very tall, about 6'2"?
No, I know who that is.
Yeah, I remember him too. Actually, they started talking to each other.
Yeah.
There, but he was I don't know, maybe 5'11", 6-footish.
He's
roughly.
Probably in his late 70s.
Oh yeah, he was well in his 70s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not a very tall man.
There's one other gentleman but he's been at every banquet that I know of. and that's Al Smith. He's from Cottageville. But he has attended every banquet that we've had.
I can't remember. He'd mentioned his name, and I just can't remember it. He was a talker, though. I mean, he
sure
had
was.
stories upon stories. It was awesome to talk to him.
Oh, and we met the guy that
that could have been Big Al, I guess. We call him Big Al.
it may have
Or
been.
It may have been.
Biggie.
Yeah.
I know he was telling us a story about he got into a fight in his younger years at a bar. He was from Morgantown. Yep, he was from Morgantown. I do remember that because he said he was in a bar in Morgantown.
Yep.
He got in a fight, and they tussled, and he grabbed a hold of that guy, but apparently he just had grabbed a hold of the guy's face.
Yeah.
And dang near ripped his lip off.
His lip. Yeah. That's what it was.
So
That's
now you got me real curious. I'm trying to figure out who that was.
He wears glasses, don't he?
I think he did, yeah.
I thought he had glasses on.
I can't think what his name was.
I don't know, but that's one of the good things about the.
He'll be there next year.
You know, that's why we love coming up there to your all's vendor show, because it's, there's plenty of people that come through, but but it gives us time to talk to people that come around to our booth and actually explain, what we do other than just sell turkey calls.
Right. Well,
and how the business was, conceived and all that stuff, and then to just hear hunting stories from other people.
Yeah, because it's different than these big shows. They got, especially that weekend. They had the shoots going on, so that was like a group of people would come through, and then a little bit later you'd have another group more of people coming through.
Yeah.
So that was
we have a lot going on that weekend with a number of different seminars. Mid-State Archers host our outdoor shoot during the day on Saturday. They also host an indoor shoot Friday night. So there's a lot of opportunities for people to bring their bows and shoot, and then just mill around and tell stories and meet new friends and meet old friends.
Right. Yes.
I don't know what.
I don't know what happened there.
Dave,
you got me really loud.
We got some backfeed coming in there somewhere.
So back to the being president and everything. So how often are the terms for the president of the West Virginia Bowhunters Association? What's your time frame for that?
So a presidential term is 2 years, and the president can serve 2 consecutive terms.
Okay.
So at most 4 years. I served my first term, as Michael do there. I served in 2008 to 2012 was my first term. So I served 2 terms then. And then the president, after those 2 terms, he rolls off. He is an advisor to the board of directors, serves as past president, not a voting role, but still part of the board for 2 years or until the next president term has ended. And then that president takes over the past president role.
Okay.
And then so when Rusty rolled off of his 2 terms at the end of 2024, and we were searching for somebody else to be president, and I guess I was the sucker. I stepped up and threw my name back in the hat again, and so I'm in. So 2024. And then I'll have another, another year of this term. And then if I choose to seek reelection, I could have another term.
So there's obviously a period there. You said you've already served 4, right?
Yes.
So there's a period that you can't serve for a while before you can do another term, right?
Right. Yeah. You have to have a break in service. In fact, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I'm the only president that actually come back after the first, some presidents serve 2 consecutive terms. No one's ever come back for like a 3rd term.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Wow.
But so it's kind of unusual, but I guess the person, Greg Durst, one of our long-term directors, he was serving as a vice president and just really didn't want to step up into the presidential role. And so some of them asked me if I, come back. And so I thought about it, prayed about it a little bit, and agreed to step back in and do what I can to promote the association.
That's awesome.
Try to keep things going.
Well, we sure appreciate your service with them. I mean, it seems like everything's going well. I mean, 45 years into this and still an organization in West Virginia. I mean, that's something to say right there.
Yeah, I mean, most marriages don't even last long, do they? So
No.
you're dealing with the membership of 1,800, in the 2,000 range members, individual members, and everybody's got different opinions, so it's hard to sometimes keep things on the rails. But we are still going strong. That banquet that we just had was our largest attendance since our 30th anniversary, which was pretty big. We had Chuck Adams as our special guest there, and a lot of people wanted to see him. He's obviously a world famous bow hunter.
Sure.
And we had 320 at that banquet, and this one we were over just at 300, plus or minus. We had a few. They got the stomach virus, including our speaker, but we had 300 seats sold. So
yeah, I know it was definitely a packed house. We're going to take a break real quick and hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll hit more on the actual awards banquet and the little vendor show there.
Hello, Hunt Chef Nation.
Turn any cooking experience into an extremely wild one with Hunt Chef's delicious dozen seasonings, jerky, snack sticks, and brine kits. All 12 seasonings are packed full of wild flavor, perfect on pork, beef, chicken, lamb, vegetables, soups, venison, elk, or any wild game. Order today at huntchef.com or call the Hunt Chef headquarters at 724-780-3377. Order today at huntchef.com or call 724-780-3377. And remember, eat what you kill.
All right, guys, we're back with Ed McMinn, president of the West Virginia Bowhunters Association.
Before you get any further.
I was going to say.
No, you wasn't.
Dan.
You forget it.
No,
every
I was
time.
going to do it.
I
I really
don't.
was.
Yeah, I doubt it.
I had it right here.
Okay.
I have my own little note right here that says, make sure Dan gets to talk.
Yeah. Because normally, it's like Dave not hitting record. You don't ever let me do
No,
the
no,
salute.
don't
Yeah.
even.
So anyway,
Don't
so
even.
tonight, actually, our salute is going to go out to Bernice Frankel, better known as Bay Arthur. As I'm sure everybody knows that Golden Girl.
Golden Girls.
So back in February 18th of 1943, it was 5 days after the Marine Corps began recruiting women. A young Bernice Frankel went to enlist.
I bet you there's a lot of people out there that don't know this.
Sure, I'm sure there are, and there's a lot of women that you really
I didn't
wouldn't
know.
realize
That
that
was in
are
the
famous.
For
that-
being-
yeah,
Yeah.
from that era. Serving in the World War and everything. But
Mm-hmm.
she was born in New York City. She actually had to obtain her parents' consent for her to enlist. On February 20th of 1943, Bernice Frankel joined the ranks of the Marine Corps as Private Frankel. She attended the first woman reservist school at Hunter College in New York. She spent 1944 and 1945 at the U.S. Marine Corps Air Station, Cherry Point, North Carolina, where she worked as a driver and dispatcher. Upon her discharge in September 1945, Arthur had reached the rank of staff sergeant. And when she got out, her request was to go to like a drama school, and that's what got her start
No kidding.
into the acting world.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's pretty neat.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And like I said, talking about that, there's several other women I was just researching on that you wouldn't really know that they'd served their country during World War II.
That's crazy. That's pretty cool. Interesting how we do some of these. And there's some of them that we've done that I didn't even know about.
Right. Oh, I've still got a stash full of them that you don't know about.
That's good.
That I didn't know about. Like, blows your mind that, wow, they served. That's interesting.
Yes. Well, thank you, Golden Lady, for your service. Is she still living?
No, I do believe she passed.
Yeah. So that's in honor.
In honor, yes.
Yep. All right, back to Ed with the West Virginia Bowhunters Association. So, Ed, we right there before the break, we was talking about the show a little bit, and you were talking about some of the special guests. We'll go ahead and continue with that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we had a pretty bad situation this year with our special guest, Laramie Sasquatch Miller. We had a lot of fun playing up with the Sasquatch theme, but he came down with the stomach virus on Friday late afternoon, and it just about incapacitated him for the whole weekend.
Yeah, he looked rough Saturday when we was there for sure.
He managed to make it through the seminar on Saturday, but he missed the 3D shoot Friday night, and we were going to do some campfire stories with Sasquatch on Friday after the shoot. He couldn't participate in any of that.
Mm.
He met, a little bit, spent a little bit of time at the vendor area with you guys, and I think kept his distance from everybody, hopefully.
Yeah.
And but got through that. And boy, come to banquet time, he actually wasn't. He couldn't be around the smell of food.
Ooh.
So he set out of the dinner and managed to pop in and just do about a 10-minute little greeting during the banquet, and then retired back to his room, and didn't really recover until about 2 or 3 days after he got home. So he had a rough time. He won't forget his trip to West Virginia, is what he's told us.
Sure, he won't.
Yeah, I'm sure, man. Well, we hope he's well now and everything's going good.
Yeah, I think he has recovered now. We've communicated with him a little bit. Wish would have turned out better, and we may look to bring him back for a redo here in a couple years.
Oh yeah,
but,
for sure.
One of the things that we're looking forward to, though, by his generosity and him feeling so bad about not being able to fully participate, he's donated a hunt for our next auction, an archery elk or archery mule deer hunt. So we're going to be working out those details with him. So I think that's going to be real attractive.
Nice. So kind of speaking on that, you guys do bucket raffles and all kinds of stuff and giveaways and what have you, and awards ceremonies. If you don't care, hit on those a little bit.
Yeah. So our prizes, we call them bucket prizes. We had 50 items. I think we had about $10,000 to $15,000 worth of merchandise in those.
Oh, I believe it. I seen it.
People can they can buy single strips of tickets, or they buy mugs with tickets stuffed in them, and some of the special packages we sell to attend the awards banquet come with tickets as well. And then we do a live auction as well. We've got a number of great outfitters that are supporting us, that allow us to donate hunts. And West Virginia Experience, you saw those guys in the vendor room with us. Larry Nybert's been great, donated fishing trips on the New River for us, and
yeah,
we get to auction all those things off and raise money for our association, so we can do the other activities that we do. And
nice.
So what was some of the awards that was given away? Is it most of the same awards that's done every year, or do y'all have some new ones that come up?
They're pretty much standard. A lot of them are membership awards. We recognize our members for game harvest. We have, the largest buck and the biggest bear, and even the largest carp.
Oh, nice.
Even the largest groundhog that we give away. And then we have some special awards as well. And then we have some other awards that are for outside of our organization. Like we recognize the DNR Employee of the Year. Oh, yeah. We gave that to Keith Krantz. He's a wildlife biologist, been serving in West Virginia for over 32 years. Wow. I think his total service was 40 years of service in wildlife management. He spent some time in Florida as well.
Awesome.
And we recognized him, and we gave a Legislator of the Year award. We don't always give that out, but we did present that this year to a delegate from Cabell County, Evan Worrell. And then we also recognized the DNR Law Enforcement Officer of the Year as well, and that was given to Matthew Stover out of District 6. We asked all the DNR captains of the different districts to nominate an officer, and just like to recognize them for the good work they do in protecting our natural resources.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely appreciative of their efforts.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
So tell us about the bow shoot, the West Virginia DNR bow shoot that was for the youth this past weekend, the archery in the schools.
Oh, yeah, that was a great event. That was the 20th annual Archery in the Schools tournament. Bowhunter Association's been there every year with volunteers, and we were reflecting back from 20 years. It's been 20 years. I guess they missed a year when COVID hit. So actually the program's been going longer than 20 years, but that's the 20th tournament. But there was times when we were there, we were hand punching scores into laptop computers for hundreds of shooters.
Wow.
And since Bobby Warner with Warner Law Offices, he donated scoring equipment a number of years ago, so it got it electronic, and so we can scan scorecards now. But they had 630 or 670 shooters,
Oh, wow.
Wow.
elementary through high school. It's pretty amazing watching a sixth grader shoot alongside a high school senior, and all putting arrows in the bullseye. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
awesome.
for sure.
I'm ecstatic to know that there was that many there. I mean, it's
Yeah,
just
and that's just a fraction of those that have participated, because they have to qualify now just to get to the state tournament. So the program's grown so much that all of these different schools are hosting their own tournaments. Elkview Middle School and a number of different schools host their own tournaments, and then they have to go in and qualify and have a certain score just to get to the state tournament. So that's the cream of the crop right there. And then I forget how many of those qualified move on to go to nationals in Louisville, Kentucky.
oh, good. So is this put on strictly through the West Virginia DNR, or is it done in affiliation with any third parties or anything?
Well, it's primarily done through the West Virginia DNR, but there is a cooperating arrangement with the Department of Education,
Okay.
where they can teachers go through training. The DNR hosts the training and provides the training and things like that. But there is a very good working relationship between them and education, so that the schools can do this in their PE classes, the gym classes, things like that. And those that are real serious do a lot of practice after school. There's even a number of homeschools that have gotten involved with this. And,
Yeah.
some of the homeschools, really excelled in this past tournament.
Well, I see an increase in this coming back into your local schools due to the fact that schools are now going to be ran back by the states and not, overseen by the federal government. So,
Yeah, it's a great program because, archery, you guys were talking about you had a friend or brother, I forget which one, that's involved in archery shot up until his 30s. But
yeah, that was my brother.
archery, it's a lifetime sport.
Yeah.
I picked it up, kind of late in life. Well, not late in life, but late 20s or my mid 20s, but you can take this into your 70s, 80s. There's no reason to give up. You just keep on. You can keep on shooting.
Yep,
It's
sure.
not like football where you limited lifetime for actually playing football or playing sports like that. So
Yeah, you ain't going to really get any traumatic brain injury from bow shooting, I guess, unless you fall out of your tree stand.
yeah, exactly.
So, moving on with that, what do you guys have coming up on the calendar for this year?
Well, yeah, there's no rest for the weary here. We've gone from Banquet to Archery and Schools tournament. This weekend, we'll be attending the first leg of the West Virginia IBO Triple Crown shoots. That's going to be at High Feather Archery Club in New Milton, which is in Doddridge County. And we're doing that. This is the first time we've done that, is to actually go to the IBO Triple Crown shoots and try to promote the association. But we're trying to get those individuals that shoot there. We're going to automatically qualify them to come and shoot at our Big Buck Classic, which is in September. And that's a $5,000 money shoot that we give away. We divide the money among 6 classes, and we're going to pay out 6th place in each one of those classes.
Oh, nice.
So we're trying
Sweet.
to get more participation at that event, and that's our big fall shoot. A lot of bow hunters. That's when they're raring to go and ready to get some serious practice in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
For
absolutely.
the season opener.
You guys also have the Big Buck Classic too. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, that's our culmination of all of our shoots. We're going to hold that again at Ripley it's at the Parchment Valley Conference Center.
Yep.
And it's real easy to get to. It's real close to Ripley. But we're going to have some really challenging novelty shoots this year for that. We also have a fun range that's always open. And then the classic, that $5,000 that we give away, we get target sponsors from local businesses, things of that nature. So we'll put a target, kind of like a golf tournament where you see hole sponsors.
Yep.
We'll put a sign up at each target, and that's where we generate our money. So we're not giving away our membership money for that.
Yeah. Yeah, we were part of that a couple years ago, and we gave a Yeti cooler away.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're excited too. We're going to have a couple new food vendors, food trucks, and there's a Sunset Slush company that's going to come in and do some concessions for us on that event. So we're looking forward to it. Hope it's going to be a good event.
So you guys plan on having vendors there as well?
Yeah, vendors are always welcome there.
Okay.
Sometimes it's a little bit harder for the archery businesses because they are so busy in their shops making arrows and getting bows tuned up and restrung, things like that. People that wait till the last minute for all those things.
There's a lot of them.
But yeah, we always welcome vendors to come and set up there. And our vendors, it's just like at our banquet, they're free. We don't charge our vendors. It's just it gives our participants something extra to do.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, that was a good time too when we was out there. That was pretty good. I can't remember the food truck that was there, but I think they were from Ripley or Ravenswood area.
Hey, I know a good one they could bring in.
That was probably Timmy's original food truck.
That's it.
And
They're
the ones coming back.
Okay.
We haven't had them for a few years because we keep moving our date on our shoot, trying to not conflict with other things, but we always conflict with the Jackson County Fair, or there's a big fair that happens over in Ravenswood.
Sure.
So hopefully we maybe have picked a good date on this one. Okay. Although I did just realize, and unfortunate, that we're going to conflict with National Hunting and Fishing Days, and we've always been up there to do youth archery instruction.
Yep.
But now we're conflicting with that. But there's only so many weekends in a year.
That's true. Yeah.
Well,
that's one of the last shows of basically the year
for
anybody because it's in September.
Yep.
And it's back at Stonewall Jackson now. It used to be at the Summit, which didn't do very well,
which is crazy.
Well, it's just too big.
Yeah,
it's too spread out. I mean, like they tried, they done the best they could to get it to work, but when you've got to have a ride from this place to the next place to get something done,
that place is huge,
and you want people there that want to be able to travel by walking distance to everything, and for it to be close, it's just too big.
Yeah.
So.
Well, speaking of Bechtel, though, we're going to be down there. The Total Archery Challenge, if you guys aren't aware, is coming to West Virginia. I think it's May 15th through the 18th. And we're going to be a vendor at that. And as well as a number of us are going to be down there shooting to experience that.
I didn't know about that. So is that like a national thing?
It's national, and it's really huge. It's called, again, Total Archery Challenge. People can look it up on the Facebook pages or their website. But they have shoots in like Salt Lake, Utah. There's one over in Pennsylvania. There's probably 6 or 8 of them. And most of them, other than the one in Pennsylvania, have been pretty far away from us. But they decided to bring it to West Virginia. So we're excited that they'll draw in thousands of archers, and they have like 7 or 8, maybe more ranges. Targets are 25 course ranges, 25 targets on each course, and it's supposed to promise some really challenging shots.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to it. And unfortunately, there's only so many weekends in a year, but they did conflict with the IBO Spring National that's down in Pipestem. So we've got 2 huge archery events in part of the state on the same weekend. So
yeah,
it's going to be great for the West Virginia economy for sure.
Yeah, I've actually, I don't know if it's the IBO that I've attended there or the ASA. Usually they do the ASA in the fall, don't they, there?
At Pipestem.
Yeah, Pipestem.
I'm not really familiar with an ASA shoot there.
Okay, well, it may be the IBO.
Yeah.
And then of course the IBO Worlds is at Cacapon State Park at the resort now.
Yeah.
That's later in I think it's also in August.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of archery that goes on in West Virginia, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There is.
if you're into bow hunting or shooting a bow, there's a lot of opportunities to participate.
Well, Ed, we sure appreciate your time this evening. Give everybody the information on where they can get a hold of the West Virginia Bowhunters Association to be a member and how they can get a hold of you guys.
Yeah, they can look us up on our website. It's westvirginiabowhunters.org, O-R-G. Membership is only $30 for a year, and we'd love to have more members. We also have a Facebook page. You can find us there too. Just do a search for West Virginia Bowhunters Association, and we should pop up. You can follow us there and keep in touch.
Thanks. We appreciate it.
Yep, we
All right.
sure appreciate you. Thank you, Ed.
guys. Thanks
Have a
lot.
good night. All right, guys, thanks for listening this evening. Thanks for watching our live. We'll have all these links and descriptions of everything we talked about when this episode airs. So be sure to check that out.
Don't forget to go to naturesvoicegamecalls.com and use podcast 15 at checkout for 15% off your entire order.
Yep, that's right. Turkey season's on right around the corner.
Right around the corner. If you ain't got your calls yet, you should have, because you better be practicing with them. I mean,
There you go.
it's supposed to sound something like that, yeah.
Yeah, yep. You want to try it?
Yeah, let me try yours.
There you go.
You know I'll put it in.
I know
You'll
you
never
would.
use it again.
I won't. I'll throw that away and build me another one. All right,
You
guys.
know I don't care.
Be sure to check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcast.
I'll sanitize it with that.
Yep. I'm out, too.
Me too. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Have a good evening. This episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Backwater Truck Supply, located at 100 Armor Creek Road in Nitro, West Virginia, right across from the Town and Country Supply. Contact them today at 304-610-8699 or check them out at backwatertrucksupply.westvirginia.com. Backwater Truck Supply specializes in accessorying your ride to your liking, new or old. Does your Jeep or truck need lifted or a leveling kit installed? They've got you covered. New tires, oil change, or minor automotive repairs? They got you covered there as well, with a full-service lift along with a wheel balancing machine. They are affiliates with some of the top brands in the automotive industry. Contact them today at 304-610-8699 or check them out at backwatertrucksupply.westvirginia.com.